Hey, YouTubers. Wanted to say something before going to bed and get ready for tomorrow. Um, when I was cooking my dinner or lunch earlier, I meant. That's what happened. I had that issue with the fire earlier. Remember, I had trouble turning off the stove because I didn't know what button to press. The smoke alarm did not go off because my caregiver that was here was named Devin. He took it down because of the smoke alarm. And there's the smoke alarm there. Devin came in my room that day, took I don't remember, I don't even know because I was not able to cope with it, the smoke alarm. He took that or the broom and started sticking it in my face, telling me cut it out, stop it. And that made it harder for me to knowing how to go about doing what he asked me to do and wanted me to do. So I had a problem with that. Okay, so I have that. And then the other thing is Comfort Care Administrator Brianne is not a medical provider to make any diagnosis of mine and stuff like that. She kept telling my caregivers not to do certain things, but yet had it in my care plan to do those things for me that I needed help with. And then it was questioned by my caregiver, Quan and Devin, if I really needed help and stuff. And then I had a lot of hard time with that, when I do need some help with that. And that's the hygiene part. The other thing is, when they did that, it caused me a hard time to function and be able to not know what the heck is going to be expected. Because they would help me in one shift, but not the next shift. Or they'll help me at one time, but not the other times that I needed it. So I was not cleaning properly and getting cleaned properly. I have rashes because of that. The last thing I want you to know about is they had when I had my routine, right? You can tell when I had help with things, right? And when things went downhill. This was the week I visit my This was the week I visit my dad. Okay. Then here is when the caregivers were starting to get a little sick. So I lost some support. But look at that. I still got by even though they were getting sick and working when they were sick. Then I fell apart because all that changed. My supports coordinator came to see me that day, and I had an issue where he said something that was not right. And then when I started calling these agencies on this week here and this week here, I had an unexpected call from my coordinator in insurance. I had unexpected calls this day here to advocate, find out what my rights are, because the issue was my service coordinator works at a different agency from my supports coordinator, and what they were saying was not on the same page of each other, which made it very difficult for me to get the help I need. So when that was being done, it caused me a lot of frustration and confusion in knowing how to handle it. And the thing is, Devin would make my phone calls and communicating for me and advocate for me, including scheduling my appointments and stuff. By the way, one of the things that I had issues with missed appointments because my caregivers would not help me go to my appointments. And then the other problem comes when I had help to calm down on these 2 days because they were proactive with me. But the problem is that all stopped, and then I had a problem where the first shift guy named Shy on this day here had quite asked me. I heard he had a rough week this week. What's going on? What happened? And all that. I explained to him what was going on and showing him my medical records and trying to get, hey, can you help me sort this out? And he gave me some good advice and things. But then he started questioning the issues and stuff like that, and I'll get into that another time. But then I had problems because of that. And then I had issues with this week here because of constantly advocating, because I started sensing they kind of like stopped working and helping me like I needed it. And that consistency and support and proactive thing is all on this board what I needed, all in the service plan, care plan. And then they got in trouble with the supervisor because they didn't clean like they were supposed to. And I was having a hard time because first shift was saying, why can't second shift do that? And this and that. And second shift was saying, why can't first shift do that? So things were getting done. And they were more about play versus seriousness. I had two very consistent caregivers. The one that was consistent was not willing to work with the other person that was consistent in my care. There was issues between the two of them. And because of that, that's when the administrator took off Erica, who was helping me consistent. But then the problem becomes I had a hard time because of not having consistency. So when Devin made my appointments, when I gave a phone number to my worker, for example, my housing worker and disability advocate, I gave her Devin's phone number to call. Devin was going to sign the paperwork and stuff like that to help me make decisions and stuff like that. When my housing worker told my Brianne, the administrator, that she got upset because Devin's not allowed to manage my food stamps, help me make decisions or anything like that, when I find it very difficult for me to do. And that became a problem for me. So, again, because the smoke alarm was down, there was no smoke alarm going off, but there was a lot of smoke in here. And because of that, I was able to respond. But I would not have been able to respond if I would have been not able to respond or do anything if the smoke alarm would actually went off. Have a good one, guys.